We're here outside SEMA 2024, and we are with none other than James Deane, who just finished his 2024 FD season as the champion, and is your 4th championship.
Yeah.
First time ever happening. What does that mean to you?
It means the world to me, man. It's like a dream situation. You know, we had our first year with RTR last year, driving a Mustang and just trying to get familiar with the car and figure it all out. And Chelsea went on to win his well-deserved title last year. And, you know, I knew that the cars could do it, and I just kind of took this off-season last year. I had the injury from Irwindale, so I couldn't drive for a few months. And I basically just built up a serious hunger to battle and fight, you know. And as soon as we kicked off the season, you know, it was an unlucky one at the start at media day, but the team rebuilt the car, we got back out there, and I was just on a mission, you know, from start to finish. So it was my #1 focus all season long, and to actually make it official in Irwindale was like so emotional for me. You know, I had all my family and friends there, and I basically broke down like a little kid. But it meant the world. It's unbelievable to be first to 4.
Yeah.
Very proud of doing that, and you know, getting another championship for the RTR team in a Mustang. And for me to win the championship driving a Ford Mustang RTR was incredible, because I had to learn something totally new in a pretty short space of time, and to do it in the 2nd year was a dream, man.
I think it was like a fairy tale story, because, you know, started the season with me with the fire in the car.
Yeah,
and
it's definitely heated things up before we even started.
But like I said, like I think that evening I said, if there's one team that could pull it off and fix the car, it's RTR. Yeah. So
they did, and they worked so hard to rebuild that and get us through the whole thing. You know, it was a scary experience.
It must have been rough. I know that Long Beach is like one of your favorite tracks, right? Yeah. And just to like have the idea of maybe missing out on the first round, like the season.
I know, we really thought there was a fair chance that it might not even happen. And I remember when I got out of the car, firstly I was glad that you got out really quick and safe. And then when I got out, I was like looking at the car in flames, and I'm like,
there's nothing you can do.
This year is over before we even start.
Yeah.
But as usual, Yvonne, his amazing positive attitude, and the hard-working RTR team, they just got stuck in, rebuilt the car in 2 days, and we went on to win the first round of FormulaDRIFT this year. And from that point on, I was like, right, let's do it. We're doing it this year. And I was fully motivated, and everything just aligned, and we managed to make it happen in a very dominant fashion. So it's a dream come true.
And I know it's like a whole different beast of a car. How is the transition from, let's say, going back home and driving the S15 or any of the other cars versus driving this thing?
I absolutely love it, man. I love like the challenge of, you know, your first lap. You might be driving this for a weekend and you fly straight to the other side of the world, and you're jumping in a car which is totally different. Inline 6, turbocharged, different tires, different grip, different weight, different wheelbase, different everything. And, you know, your first lap, you're like fully focused, because you're like, okay, this car is going to react so different in so many ways. But it makes me really enjoy drifting to, you know, on a different scale, because I have that challenge of like just having to adapt really quick.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've learned a lot from driving so many different cars. But if any car is going to teach you how to drive, it's going to be one of these.
If you had the opportunity, would you like to drift this in Europe?
Yeah.
Like at Drift Masters?
Yeah, absolutely. You never know, maybe one day. Maybe one day. I'd like to do it, because, again, it sets a new challenge for me to compete in Europe, because the tires are so different. You know, you'd be running a totally different setup in the chassis. You'd have to work a few things out, and that's always enjoyable.
Yeah. That would be a cool thing to see. Now, you just won at Irwindale, and they announced right after, well, you guys knew before, but that's it. No more FD at Irwindale. How does that make you feel? I know you lived there with Saint Eustache, Autodrome Saint Eustache, my hometown. That track shut down. Now Irwindale.
Irwindale is a hard pill to swallow, because it is the house of drift. It is where, when anybody from outside of the US was looking at drifting, they remember, you know, all the old D1 videos, the Japanese coming over to take on the Americans, and a lot of international guys going to the house of drift, and it just became so iconic to the sport. It's tough, man. It's tough. It was always a challenging track. I never managed to win there. I got a few podiums, but never managed to win. So to win it at the last ever Irwindale was like, I count myself very lucky, you know, like that's an additional dream come true on a day where a lot of dreams come true.
Oh yeah. So last question. I know now is probably you're gonna take a bit of break time, maybe go on a vacation. Have anything in the off-season plan? Any cool projects?
I'm working on something. I'm working on something pretty big. Let's see if it happens, you know. So driving-wise, this is pretty much my last thing. I'm doing some other basic things, but this is probably going to be my last outing in a pro car this year. As far as I know, maybe a drift bash in Mondello, but I think this could be it. And then January, I'll probably go on vacation with Becky, take some time off. We both...
well earned.
Well earned, yeah. We've been traveling so much this year.
Yeah.
I'm up to pretty much 300 hours flying time in the sky.
Wow, I know I asked you that question last year.
Not a mind, you know, you're all the travel and waiting in the airports and connections and all of this, but 300 hours in the sky.
Heck of a life.
Yeah, it's a lot of travel time. So I'm looking forward to just being home for a minute, resetting, spending some time with family and friends, and come back next year. I think Long Beach will be our first event by the looks of it.
Yeah.
And we'll send it.
Awesome. Well, congrats again.
Appreciate it, man.
Very proud of you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And check out his social media. Check out Instagram, YouTube, your YouTube channel, and hopefully that project you're working on, we'll hear about something soon.
Yeah. You can ask me about it in Long Beach.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thank you all very much, and see you soon, buddy.
Thanks, guys.